So hello everyone, and you're very welcome to this webinar to explore the LLMs in international business law and law and digital innovation. So my name is Niall Horan, I'm part of the Global Galway team, and I'm very pleased to be joined by a number of colleagues, which I'll introduce you to in a moment. Just first off, just some housekeeping. If you do have any questions, and we are hoping that this is an interactive session, please post them to the right of your screen, and we'll do our best to manage them and to answer them during it. If not, we can refer back to them at a later date. This is being recorded, so this will be sent to students if you do miss anything or if you want to review again at a later date. To begin the webinar, I'd like to pass you over to my colleague, Maria Ryan, who's the Marketing and Student Recruitment Officer in the School of Law. Maria?
Hi all, thank you so much for joining our webinar today. I'm Maria, as Niall mentioned, the Marketing and Student Recruitment Officer for the School of Law. So it's great to have so many of you on the webinar today. And we will be going through the School of Law, Galway as a destination for your continued studies, and also talking through all of our programs that we are mentioned on this call. We also have our academics on the call. So we have our program directors, Rónán and Csongor, who will be talking to the programs after we run through the overview of each of the courses. So without further ado, we will have a Q&A session towards the end, as Niall mentioned, so we can answer any questions at the end. So to begin, we will look at the location of the university. So Galway is located on the west coast of Ireland, and I think this is a really important aspect when you're looking to consider where to continue your studies. It is one of the largest cities in Ireland, so it's a culture for its capital culture, where we have lots of festivals, music, film, arts. It's a very vibrant city. A lot of our students who are international really find it a warm, welcoming place. And as I said, I think that's really important when you're considering relocating for your continued studies. So looking at Galway as a destination, it was ranked first in Europe for student friendliness in 2024, which is obviously a great selling point for our university. And as you will see on the screen, we are really close to a lot of the renowned destinations with the west coast of Ireland and in Ireland in general. And taking a look at Galway City Centre and University of Galway, as you can see here, we're in very close proximity. We're only about a 10-minute walk from the university to Galway City Centre. So it's really accessible for our students, and most students walk to and from their classes to their destinations. And it really is based in the heart of Galway City Centre. Then looking at the School of Law. So when choosing the School of Law, it's really important to note that our School of Law has been teaching law since 1849. So there's a lot of history esteemed within our programs, and we aim to deliver a program that is innovative and is dynamic within our school while we have impactful, high quality legal research. And looking at our School of Law actually was the winner of Law School of the Year in 2024. And we are ranked the 4th top university in Ireland when it comes to our School of Law. And we have got some more QS World University rankings that are really esteemed. We also have a lot of international representation within our student body. We currently have over 27 nationalities, and we have some of our students in our programs who have said, obviously, that the school has been really supportive in their journey based on the facilities, the academic lectures, and also the overall facilities has really supported their further studies with their postgraduate degree programs. Looking at some of our facilities as well on campus. So we actually have an on-campus moot courtroom. So this is a simulated courtroom experience. So as part of both our undergraduate and our postgraduate programs, we have our students take part in our modules. In the postgraduate side of things, it's our Moot module. So what this would be work with other students, research cases, and then present them. And there is also an opportunity for selected students to go on an international field trip to Vienna and compete in the prestigious commercial arbitration moot each year in April. But as I said, this is a great opportunity for our students to really practice their research skills, their teamwork skills, and everything like that in a simulated courtroom experience, so that you have this when you are ready to go into your career. And that's as well what all of our programs are aimed at, building your employability skills and really enhancing all of your skills along the way. Taking a look at our LLM programs, we currently have 12 programs. So this is an array of, I suppose, business focus, and then we also have a human rights focus. So the ones that we will be looking at today will be the LLM General, the LLM in Law and Digital Innovation, and the LLM in International and Comparative Business Law. So on this call today, I will speak to the details of the course and provide you with an overview of all of the programs. And then once I go through that, we will have our program directors provide a bit more insight into, I suppose, unique course offerings, whether there's field trips or specific modules that are really prevalent right now. So I think that will be a great opportunity as well for the floor to be open to questions at the end, and you can ask them anything specific about the course that you've been really interested in, or if there's something that has piqued your interest, we'll love to cover that in the Q&A session towards the end. So firstly, looking at the LLM in Law and Digital Innovation, this is actually a new course for this year, and this focuses on the intersection of technology, law, and regulation, which is really prevalent given the developments in technology and how law and technology really overlap. And what this does is it equips our graduates for that exciting, fast evolving careers in legal practice and technical industries. So when we're looking at this LLM, it's about examining the emerging technologies as a driver for innovation, and students do gain hands-on practical experience as well as theoretical skills. So what we're trying to do, as I said, with all of our programs is really build that employability and adaptability skills within our students. And this program also moves beyond the classroom structure and is a simple examination of the regulation of technology to foster curiosity about legal futures. Just trying to move the slide, sorry about that. Perfect. And then looking at the unique features of the course. So with this course, as it is a newly established LLM program, we really wanted to have a future focused curriculum. So it combines legal study with cutting edge topics like AI, computational and law, and digital technology, and the access to justice, together with specialized electives like digital visualization and digital ethics. And this is something that our program directors will speak to, but the topics that are covered and the modules that are covered in this program are really relevant to the industry, and it's about constantly keeping up with those changes that are taking place and how tools like AI can be used to assist in your programs. The teaching is also research-led, and this is developed by academic experts from the Technology and Rights Research Cluster. And this is, again, integrating that cutting-edge legal and digital innovation research. And as mentioned, our students also have practice-based learning, which involves real life case studies. We're all about bringing, I suppose, student partners as well onto campus, enhancing the legal tech tools and simulations to develop your practical skills within digital law, and exploring how law and legal practices respond to the likes of AI, big data, and emerging technologies. So as I said, this is a really unique course that has been newly established based on industry demand and industry developments. We currently have a student in our LLM program who has provided a brief video testimonial, which I will play initially, and then I will hand over to the program director, Rónán Kennedy, to discuss briefly. So I'll play the video of our student. I'll just make sure my sound is up to the max.
My name is Cian Moore and I'm doing the LLM in Law and Digital Innovation. I chose this particular postgrad because it's a new course and it combines the two most interesting areas in my personal life, which is law and technology. I just thought that the legal landscape is changing and it's a really interesting postgraduate course. There's always great group discussions surrounding recent developments and different readings that were assigned, so it's always great discussions. I really enjoyed my undergraduate experience as a university student in Galway. This LLM program will help me further tailor my career. That's the vibe behind my postgraduate degree program.
So as you can see, we just heard from one of our current students who's really enjoying the program, and he was actually an undergraduate student here and had such positive experience that he really wanted to stay on campus and further tailor his degree, which is why he decided to do the LLM in Law and Digital Innovation. So I will now hand you over to Rónán Kennedy, who is the program director, and he will talk you through some unique course features.
Thanks very much, Maria. Hello, everybody. As Maria said, my name is Rónán Kennedy, and I'm the program director for this new program. One of the questions I suppose I was thinking about when I was developing and designing this program is a question that you probably heard about, which is, will AI replace lawyers? And I'm not sure that it will, but I think it may replace the lawyers who don't know enough about technology, who don't keep up with it. So I want to design a program that responded to these changes in technologies, the changes in industry, and to the demands and needs of employers. I myself actually have a relatively technical background. I worked as a software developer for a long period of time. So I wanted to make sure that the program had a strong practical dimension, but also had a future-looking perspective, because I was aware of how things can change. So the focus is not just on artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is obviously very important at the moment, but I've seen other technologies like blockchain come and go and have their moment in the sun. So we've included a strong focus on future-looking skills like design thinking. There's a module where we look at the future of law, and we try to think about what law is going to be like and what the practice of law is going to be like in 5 or 10 years, because I want students who graduate from this program to still be getting something useful from it in the future. Something else about the program that is unique and special, I think, is that it includes modules from business information systems from the business school, because you will hear a lot about how clients now want lawyers not just to be traffic lights telling them whether they can stop or go, but want them to be partners and need them to understand business and what business needs. And many of our graduates are also going into careers working in-house rather than in traditional legal advice roles. That needs a different set of skills. So I've worked with the business school to allow us to have law students take some of their graduate modules, and the feedback from students on that is quite positive. As Maria said, the teaching team are all expert researchers. I'm heavily involved in research in this area myself, and have, for example, have done research for the Oireachtas, for the Irish Parliament, on legal technology, producing a report for them. We have strong links to the real world. We have NGO and access to justice partners for the teaching and the practical work around design thinking, for example, so that students get a real sense of the practical challenges of working with real people rather than simply made up cases. And we also have good links with law firms. I just literally came just before this webinar from a guest talk that was being delivered by someone who is a part of the internal digital team for one of the major Irish corporate law firms, and we are working on placement opportunities and so on with those kinds of options. So this program is intended to give you a set of skills that will continue to be relevant in your career, that will enable you to get ahead of the pace of change in the industry that's been driven by technology, and also to give you not just the theoretical skills and a good understanding of the law that governs this area, so the AI Act and data protection and so on, but also the practical skills that you will need day to day, and that will, I hope, open the door to career opportunities and career advancement for you in the future. Thank you.
That was great. Thanks, Rónán, for adding that insight and detail to the course. As I said, you can ask any more specific tailored questions at the end of the presentation when we'll open the floor to the Q&A. So we will move on to the next course that we're discussing today, which is the LLM International and Comparative Business Law. So this course, again, offers that dynamic practice-oriented learning environment, and it blends together the legal study with real-world application. So what this LLM program is ideal for is those law graduates or legal professions who are interested in the international business environment. There's a huge focus on the global element within this degree program, and it's really for those who want to deepen their knowledge of comparative and global legal frameworks. And if you're motivated by those complex international legal challenges that a lot of multinational corporations face, then this is kind of that tailoring program for you within your career. This program also does offer those core skills in legal analysis, negotiation, cross-border regulatory, and just understanding from a strategic thinking standpoint. And as I've mentioned, and I'll probably mention it a good few times, that's something that we really look to build in with all of our LLM programs. It's really about enhancing all of our students' employability skills. That's why these programs have been designed in that specific way, to give that core learning, but also develop those deep skills that employers are looking for. And something also really important to note is that students really do benefit from Ireland's unique position in the EU as the only English-speaking common law jurisdiction. So then, looking at some unique course features, we've got a lot of specialist modules within this program where there's an in-depth study of international trade law, dispute resolution, intellectual property, and there is also an interdisciplinary economics module too, and that's something that, as Rónán mentioned, but also in this program, we have worked as well with our business school to also incorporate that interdisciplinary module offering for our students, just so you're getting the most out of each of these programs. All of our programs are also research-led teaching. So with this LLM program, it's delivered by academics from the private and commercial law research cluster, and it's about incorporating that cutting-edge global business law research with all of our students. And again, it's that practice-based learning, and we're really about that at the university, involving real world cases, studies, legal tech tools, and also simulations where you can have those practical skills in digital law and put them into practice. So we also have another video testimonial from one of our current LLM International and Comparative Business Law students. So this will just provide you again with a little brief insight into why our students chose this university, this program, and also it's a great way to see, I suppose, in real life, someone who's actually completing this course and if they're enjoying it. And once I play this video and it ends, then I'll pass you over to our program director, who will talk about, again, the unique features of this course. So I will hit play on this video now so you can see one of our current students.
My name is Eva Kuhn Ojo, and I'm studying the LLM in International and Comparative Business Law. I picked this degree program because it just really stood out to me. The modules that it has and the materials just aligned with what I want to do in the future, which is to be a corporate solicitor, so it just seemed like the right decision. I studied my undergrad degree program at the University of Galway. I chose the University of Galway originally because I just kind of loved the city. I just loved the warm, welcoming vibe of the city. There's a lot of support for students. The academics are really lovely. My lecturers were always there to answer questions. There's also the academic writing centers. There's so many different offices and so many different facilities available, and there's so many different things as well, like there's societies and different clubs you can join as well. That's the why behind my postgraduate degree program.
So that is one of our current students who is part as well of our Law Ambassador program. So she really showcases, I suppose, different elements of the degree program. So I will now hand you over to Csongor so he can go through some of the different elements of the course.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria, and thanks for the opportunity. My name is Csongor Nagy, and I am in charge of the LLM in International and Comparative Business Law. And as you could see, this is a general business law LLM. However, it offers a lot of opportunities for specialization. So it tries to combine the benefits of both words. You can take modules on international trade law, international business transactions, intellectual property, competition law. So there's a very wide spectrum of modules you can choose from. And when presenting the courses, presenting the lectures, we try to take advantage of the unique position of Ireland, as Maria mentioned. As noted, Ireland is the only common law jurisdiction within the European Union, and it's the only English-speaking jurisdiction in the European Union. So it's the right place to combine common law and civil law interests in terms of teaching, learning, studying, and research. The program also has very strong links to real-world law firms, legal practice. We've just recently had a nice field trip to various law firms and international service providers in the legal market, and we also have a nice placement program which could be very beneficial for those who try to work or want to work in practice after finishing the LLM program. I think that's a very important aspect of the program to be mentioned. And in addition to this, we also have a nice moot court. Galway regularly sends a moot court team to the VS Moot court competition in Vienna. So we do that regularly. We have had a team in the last 2 decades at least. So that's a very interesting module. It's a very interesting program, and it's fun and offers a lot of experience and a nice vibe and an opportunity to immerse in international arbitration. Finally, I would like to mention that within, as I mentioned, this is a general business law course, but you can actually make it very specialized, and by choosing specialized programs, you can turn it into a specialized program if you wish. So it's really up to you and up to your preferences. Thank you.
Thank you so much for adding that insight, and I think as well, it's probably really important to add the success of this degree program that we've had from this cohort of graduates who will be graduating on Monday. All of our graduates actually are graduating with a first class honours, and they're all international students, which is really great for our School of Law and for our international focus as well. So moving on to the final course that we're going to be discussing on this webinar, and that is the LLM General. And what this course really offers you is, I suppose, that freedom and flexibility to design your own legal path, and you're able to specialize in areas that are of particular concern to you or where you want to end up within your career. So whether you're aiming for legal practice in Ireland or internationally, or a bridge to a PhD, this LLM really does provide you with that flexibility and the expertise alongside the critical insights to take your career where you want to go and really define your own pathway. So as mentioned, this is really great for anyone who is a current law graduate or a legal professional, who wants to, seek that flexibility and the customizable path to your advanced legal training. And it really allows you to just explore those diverse legal areas, both nationally and internationally, and really shape your studies. So again, built into this program is those core skills. So in legal analysis, negotiation, cross-border regulatory understanding, and strategic thinking. And this course also has the opportunity where you can cross over into other disciplines within the School of Business. So looking at the unique features of this course, one of the key selling points of this course is that you can really design your own legal path. So you can choose from a wide range of or optional modules to shape your LLM to match both your personal and your professional goals. And as I mentioned, there are those interdisciplinary opportunities to study law alongside areas such as human rights, technology, environmental law, or business. And again, that's something that we really wanted to build into this course. So we wanted it to have that legal focus, but also offer our students the opportunity to specialize in other areas too. And again, that goes back to us really wanting you to be able to design your own legal pathway with this course. There's also a global and comparative perspective with this. So you engage in those international legal frameworks and you really do explore how law operates across jurisdictions while gaining that, again, advanced legal research and writing skills, which is really highly valued by law firms, NGO and public bodies worldwide, because it's such a huge part of the career that you will end up in. It's also based on research-led training. So you will be learning from internationally recognized legal academics who are globally informed. Research directly shapes the course content and the classroom discussion. And as both our other academics have mentioned, we constantly partner with leading law firms or specific guest lectures so that you have that real research-led teaching and that exposure to the legal networks and the frameworks. So this is just a look at some of our graduates, one of them being Emily, who did study the LLM General. And what she really does focus on is that it was a great course to bridge the gap with her interests and also how she could specialize her course and how she felt supported through that. Then we also have another graduate from the LLM International and Comparative Business Law who really had a great experience with the university. And I think the faculty really was, I suppose, outstanding in terms of supporting and being approachable. And I think obviously with an LLM, it is an additional undertaking to your undergraduate. So we have a lot of facilities and support in place to ensure that it is a really seamless transition for you coming over to the University of Galway and with the School of Law. So just a look at some of our top graduate employers. So a lot of these are the renowned legal firms within Ireland, and we have students across all of these different employers. And as our academics mentioned, that we have them regularly on site, and there is that opportunity, whether it's at law career fairs or whether it's at guest lectures, to really network, put yourself out there in terms of making those connections and building those rapport ahead of graduation. So then just looking at some postgraduate thought awards. So with our September intake, the offer must be accepted by the 30th of April 2026. We do offer one up to 50% off tuition fee scholarship for one student within the School of Law. And it's also important to note that there is a Government of Ireland International Education Scholarship. So this is a really prestigious scholarship for non-EU and non-EEA students in Ireland. And there are 60 places awarded across all Irish higher education institutions each year. And all of our LLM programs are eligible for this program, which is really important to note. And also take note of the closing date if you are interested in coming here to our university. It is March 2026. We also have admissions and entry requirements information, which Niall will pop in the chat now, that you can have a look through if there are something specific that you're wondering if you have the correct entry requirements for all of our programs. He will pop in the useful links there for you to review. And then this is our information. So if you want to contact us specifically about any question that you have, that is our email address. There's also a lot of course information on our newly updated website too. And we're also available on social media if you want to keep up to date with some of our course content too. It's University of Galway Law. And without further ado, I would like to thank you all for your time today. I hope that has been really insightful to you. And if you do have any questions, please pop them into the chat now, and Niall will open those up to our academics to answer. Do we have any questions, Niall, from students?
Not at the moment. Can you hear me now, Maria? Can you hear me, Maria?
Yeah, the sound actually isn't fantastic. I'm not sure if it's the same for anyone else.
Okay. Can you hear me now, Maria?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. Apologies for that. Just while we wait, just for a couple of minutes, I just have a question myself that a lot of our international students often ask. Are there any famous alumni that have come out of the School of Law in the University of Galway?
There is actually probably now the most famous person in Ireland is our current president, who's newly been elected, Catherine Connolly. She is actually an alumni of the School of Law.
Okay, good. Yeah, so it shows how quite prestigious it is. So I have uploaded the links down below. So maybe that it was so informative that the students don't have any questions. What I've done is I've uploaded the links and the information there. So if they have further questions at a later date, they can contact the program directors or the relevant bodies there. Okay. Okay, so I don't believe any questions have been uploaded. Oh, sorry. So there's one from Suba. The Suba has asked the question: the difference between a Master of Law and an LLM.
I can take that. There isn't a difference. LLM is basically, I'm not even going to attempt the Latin actually, but it is an abbreviation for Master of Law in Latin. So it is exactly the same.
Thank you for clarifying, Rónán. And maybe one for everyone. So the career opportunities for non-EU students after an LLM, maybe I know everyone kind of touched on it, but Maria, I might start with you if you wanted to recap some possible career opportunities, the general one.
Yeah, of course. So with all of our courses, as I said, we work to provide opportunities to all of our students. So they have the opportunity to connect with prospective employers at our law careers fair. And this is a really great opportunity to, I suppose, talk to all of the different employers in all the different sectors, because there is, I suppose, those renowned law firms that are in Ireland. But also if you would like to work with government bodies, or you would like to work as the legal counsel within a business, let's say with the likes of the LLM and law and digital innovation, that might be a path that you would like to go down. There are those opportunities as well. And I think that some of our students do go down the typical solicitor, barrister route, but there are also other alternative pathways to still work within the legal sector, but where you can also blend business into the mix. And I think that's where that legal counsel and that side of the business side of things really comes into play. I can pass over to our academics if they have anything further to add.
Yeah, so what I might add to what Maria said, I suppose, is that from my perspective as program director, I do the best I can to introduce students to prospective employers, to give them opportunities to talk to people who are on campus and to generally integrate them into our broader networks. And I would say that I suppose the career opportunities will arise either in the Irish context or outside of Ireland. In the Irish context particularly, you will be benefiting from the broader network that the university itself has. We have hundreds of graduates who are working in a wide variety of roles across Ireland and more broadly. And those graduates will tend to have strong links to the institution and to the law school. Regularly have graduates coming back to me looking for career advice, looking for references and so on. I will also refer current students and graduates on to people who I know who can help them. So you'll find that being a graduate of the School of Law and the university can open all sorts of doors for you. Internationally, even if there isn't maybe as strong a network of alumni, the teaching and the research that we do here is at the best possible quality. And as I said in my presentation, we work to ensure that students have skills that are for the long term rather than for the short term, and it could be beneficial over the length of a career. So we will do our best to open doors for you, and we will do our best to give you the skills that you need to prosper when you get on the other side of the door. And then after that, I think it's up to students themselves and graduates to take their careers in the direction that they want to. And I've seen students take their careers in many different creative directions. So the time of the one job and the one job for life is long past. I see people changing careers and fields of work, sometimes several times over their careers. And we try to give students that sort of creative perspective on what they want to do.
Yeah, thank you. I would just add one thing, that Ireland is a major gateway to the internal market, which means that a lot of multinational companies have very strong presence in the country. And they provide services to the internal market through Ireland or through the branch in Ireland. So that offers a lot of opportunities when it comes to career and career building and legal career and post LLM life.
Thank you. We have a couple of questions from Suba. Suba is actually going to take an undergraduate, so maybe Maria might put up her email, so just so that we can kind of keep it separate for the LLMs at a later date. So if you have any questions, maybe you can direct them to Maria. There a question about the class sizes. Are they large class sizes? Are they small?
I would say that depends very much on the modules that you're taking. So if you look at the structure of the different LLM programs, some of them will have core modules that are specific to those programs, and those modules are open to students in other programs also, but will tend to be generally the students within that program, and they'll tend to be small. You're talking maybe 5, 10, 15 students. If you're taking some of the more popular optional modules, either within the School of Law or within the School of Business, those classes can be much larger, up to 100 or perhaps more students. So it varies very much. But as much as we can at the master's level, the focus is on small group teaching, and the focus is on seminar-based teaching and discussions rather than the sort of set-piece lecture. My favorite LLM seminars are the ones where I say very little and the students do all the talking and do all the learning, because my perspective is that the students should be teaching each other.
Yes, I can only repeat what Rónán said. So small groups, basically, there are a couple of exceptions, some general modules, but otherwise small groups and interactive teaching. And that's the whole idea behind the LLM, to have small groups, interactive teaching and Socratic method maybe, and cooperative work. Thank you.
Thank you. And I've just uploaded your email, Maria, if that's okay, just in case they have kind of different queries for it that wouldn't be related to today.
That's no problem at all.
Thank you. Okay, so everyone's saying thank you for the questions answered. So I believe that's it for the questions today. So just to say thanks to everyone. Maria, I'll pass over to you.
Yep. So I would just like to say from the School of Law, thanks so much for your time today. If you are looking to continue your studies with us here, those are our initial webinars on these 3 programs. So we will have more which Global Galway will share. So I know there was a couple of questions in the chat there that I can see on human rights. So if that is something as well that you're interested in, there is another webinar on next week towards that. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out. We can answer anything specific, and we hope that you do choose the School of Law at University of Galway.
Take care, everyone.